What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trey, and as usual, hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. We're going to talk a lot about basketball, so hope you stay tuned. I got a couple of good topics to talk about. Hope you enjoy them. And, of course, we got the GAB updates on the weekly, so stay tuned. You won't want to miss it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so look, we got the Motivational Post. Who am I going to talk about today? I got to talk about the Bean. Kobe, the Bean, Bryant. That's right, the Mamba. What did he say? Well, as you see on the screen, everything negative, pressures, challenges, is all an opportunity for me to rise. And for that, I look at it as, well, that sounds just like Kobe, because he always wanted to take a negative situation and become triumphant, kind of rise to the occasion, if you will. And he did so a lot of times. So shout out to Kobe. I wanted to bring this up because a lot of people probably need this. I mean, at the end of the day, we all have something negative to go through. And if you're looking at it from a negative aspect, it's probably going to turn out negatively. But if you turn around and look at this from a positive standpoint, an optimistic standpoint, well, it might just come out that way. So you always want to take your negatives and try to turn them into positives. That's why I looked at this from Kobe's post. So from Kobe's quote. So I wanted to make sure to share this with you guys as well. But look, we're motivated. Hope you are, because I know I am. I understand I got some negatives in life that I got to go over and try and be triumphant on. So hope you guys do as well. Hope you guys stay triumphant. But we're going to go to the next segment. So hope you guys stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So look, we're back. What do I want to talk about? The All-NBA team. I get you. It's early. It's early. But it's the early All-NBA team selections. Remember, there are 3 teams, okay? So before we start anything, what constitutes an All-NBA player for me? For starters, you got to have solid production by yourself, okay? Then your team has to be at least in the playoff consideration. So, yes, we have the play-in counting. I'll let you rock with that. Like, as long as your team enters the playoffs, you should be eligible for an All-NBA team selection. I think that's fair, especially with the rules of today's game. So, now that we got that out of the way, it's a little bit trickier than that, especially when you get more detailed and start having discussions, but that's the overall gist of it. So now, let's look at last year's list, because as you can see, you have typically 6 guards, 6 forwards, 3 centers. So last year we had Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, and Bradley Beal. We also had Kawhi Leonard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Julius Randle, LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, Paul George. We also had Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, and Rudy Gobert. So like I said, 15 people, 6 guards, 6 forwards, 3 centers. Now, a couple of people I have on my list right now, well, you know what? It's going to be too many people to list. I'm going to throw it on the screen for you guys, because these people here, all these players, are actually top-notch athletes, okay? And when you're looking at people like Trae Young, Ja Morant, Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Luka, LaMelo Ball even can get a little saucy. We have a lot of players out here who are up and coming. But the All-NBA roster, my All-NBA roster, let's start off with the third team and go up, shall we? So for my third team, I have as follows: Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Tobias Harris, and Karl Anthony Towns. For my second team, I have Ja Morant, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Anthony Davis. Followed by my first team, Steph Curry, Devin Booker, Paul George, Kevin Durant, and Nikola Jokic. Now, I know what you're thinking. You didn't hear anybody like LeBron James, Joel Embiid, Jimmy Butler. Where are all those players, right? Okay, well, if we really think about it, they haven't played enough games. Like, they're still missing a couple of games. We're like Jimmy Butler and Braun, they've missed at least 8-9 games out of the season. And we're only 20-something games into this thing right now. So for me, that's the knock on them. If you remove that and they're able to catch up games played, okay, now we have a different discussion. Or if they play 70 games and the people I listed play 80 games, okay, well now I can look at them at the same way. But I'm looking at it right now, way too early. Those are my lists, okay? So again, you heard the knocks why. All the players I listed, they all are playing exceptionally well. and their teams are in playoff contention. So that's my list. I want to hear from you guys though, because it's a lot more basketball left. Trust me, these people can slide. As you see, I have other people on the list who could make the cut instead of the people I listed. This is just an early prediction right now. So you let me know, is this trash or are we good? But stay tuned because we do have more to talk about. But hope you enjoyed this segment. We're going on to the next one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're back. Hope you enjoyed the last segment, but we're on to the trivia segment now. Got a couple questions for you guys. Let's see if you get them right. So, this first question, right? What player was in a Burger King commercial with his father? You got it? The answer is Steph Curry. That's right. Take a look at the clip real quick.
Steph, what are you going to be when you grow up?
A basketball player.
Boy, that's going to take a lot of hard work and practice. You got to study hard, too.
I know.
You got it, right?
I know.
We got to get you the right kind of ball.
All right. Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
How'd you get to be so big?
I guess I just grew that way.
What's it take to be a great basketball player like you?
Well, you really got to want it. You got to taste it. You got to be able to smell it. I mean, you really got to be hungry for it.
Dad, can we go to Burger King? I am really hungry.
All right. Well, look, as y'all saw, Steph was out there doing his thing. He had it his way back then. He's having it his way now. But let's move on to the next one, though. When was Steph Curry's first dunk? If you don't know, guess what? The answer is his freshman year at Davidson. It's crazy. Freshman year at Davidson, he dunked his first time at college. Well, the boy's known as a shooter. So, you know, he's dunked in some in-game dunks even as an NBA athlete. So that's nothing to scoff at. But let's go on to the next one, shall we? Because we're talking about another young athlete here. Which of these classes were Luka's favorite? Was it math or was it chemistry? The answer might surprise you, but I'll give you guys a shot. Why don't you guess it? All right, hope you got it. The answer is math. That's right. And if you watch Luka, you can tell he puts up a lot of numbers. On the chemistry aspect, maybe it's a little tough. You know, ask Kristaps Porzingis, but definitely math was the answer. So, but listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're all done with the trivia segment. Hope you all enjoyed it. Stay tuned because we will be talking a little bit more sports. So, stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, we're talking about some basketball right now. More specifically, should Portland trade Damian Lillard? Actually, better question. Should Damian Lillard want to stay or get traded? Because Dame's been in Portland for his entire career and has not gotten to the finals. He sniffed the finals once with the Western Conference Finals. Got swept. Does he need to get traded? Well, let's take a look real quick because he does have a couple pieces on the Portland Trailblazers. You know, CJ McCollum's nothing to scoff at. Nikola Nurkic isn't. Yeah, Yusuf Nurkic isn't bad either. But I don't think that's going to get him over the hump. Only way I'm telling Damian Lillard to stay is if the Portland Trailblazers make these type of trades. If Damian Lillard's able to get a Domantas Sabonis or a Ben Simmons, and you can somehow, some way finesse in keeping CJ McCollum, that will go a long way. Or if you just pick up Nurkic, or you keep Nurkic with one of those two players, maybe that's something to bring in and consider as well. Because now you're pairing Damian Lillard with two all-star caliber players, and one is an elite defender, and the other reminds me of a Pau Gasol, and Damian Lillard's a killer. So when I'm looking at that type of dynamic, I'm getting a little bit of a Laker type vibe where we had Kobe, Powell. Yes, Damian Lillard's no Kobe Bryant, but from that killer mentality, I wouldn't mind him being there. That's the only way I'd want Damian Lillard to stay with the Trailblazers, is if he can get one of those type of situations to occur, which Sabonis and Simmons are available. So stay tuned for that. But if he's not able to, if the Portland Trailblazers are not able to get those type of talents, I would prefer to see Damian Lillard go to a team such as the Celtics, the Knicks, the Raptors, the Cavs even, the Nets, if the Nets decide not to do anything with Kyrie. Like, those would be some possible trades, some possible trade destinations. Can you imagine Damian Lillard on those teams? The Cavaliers become scary. Become extremely scary. Then you're also talking about the Knicks, who just need that star to get over the hump. Maybe Damian Lillard's that. How about on the Celtics team? They need that floor general who can also score the ball as well. And I think Dame wouldn't mind taking somewhat of a back seat to JT and JB. So I'm just saying there's a lot of places that Damian Lillard can go that might suit his career better than Portland. But if he wants to stay in Portland, he's going to have to hope that either they make those trades, like I stated earlier, or people like a Nasir Little, Anthony Simmons, and that are going to have to develop a little bit more than what they've shown. Which, the likelihood that happens, especially this season, I don't think occurs. Also, you have a head coach for the first time in Chauncey Billups. Love Big Shot. I love you. But it's a tall task right now. I think Damian Lillard has to go, unfortunately, get you some young assets, get something else to try to shake it up a little bit, see what else you can do. But I think this one's over for Portland personally. At least it should be. But we'll see what happens. It seems like Dame wants to stay true. So wish you the best, Dame. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be moving on, unlike Dame is. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed the segment. But we're going to go on to the next segment. So hope you enjoy it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So look, we have here Wacky versus Wacky. Again, like I said, is it funny or is it whack? So I'm going to let y'all decide. But everybody wants to talk about LeBron James as the GOAT. I understand this isn't the main reason why I'm not going to call him the GOAT. But I'm just going to say this. If you're going to try to act like Jordan, get it right like Jordan. Let's take a look at the clip at how LeBron can't be like Jordan. I'm just saying. So as you can see, Braun, it's just certain things GOATs can do. Kobe can do that as well. He even put $500,000 on his line. I'm just saying, I wouldn't recommend you doing that, Braun. Your free throw numbers aren't that good. But, ladies and gentlemen, hope you all enjoyed it. I want you to let me know whether that was wacky or was it wacky. Like, you ain't got time for it. But I thought it was funny. Hope y'all stay tuned, though, because we got another segment to talk about. So let's get it popping. All right, yo. Man, listen. You see my Duke basketball up here, right? I'm gonna go Duke related because I gotta talk about my boy Zion. Is it time for the Pelicans to consider trading Zion? I understand it's his third season. He probably gonna have about 7 seasons with the Pelicans, so we're talking about that half-year mark. But if you're able to trade Zion right now, would it be worth it? Because really, he's played about 85 games. And again, people, we're about 25 games into the season now. So you mean to tell me for about under 200 games, like what, $190, that Zion's played in 85 games? He's played only 1 full season and 4 extras. like that's what we're talking about here. Zion's a hell of a talent. He's the number 1 draft pick over Ja Morant, who we know what Ja can do. And when Zion does play, he's one of the most dominant players in the game. He was an all-star last year. Why would I want to trade Zion now, though? The idea is starting to creep in my head. Because the best ability is availability. So, you can have all the talent in the world. But if you're not going to play, if you can't play, and it's constantly because of health reasons, that's an issue. Oh, and your game is predicated on your athleticism. Like, if you were Steph Curry shooting the ball, remember Steph had ankle issues. Okay, well, Steph can probably get over that. He's not relying on, even though you need your ankles, getting it wrong, but he's not relying on his physicality. There's more things he can do. Zion needs his physicality. So should we trade Zion? You have people like Domantas Sabonis. You have people like Miles Turner out there. Would the Pacers consider a trade for Miles Turner and Domantas Sabonis? for Zion and some pieces. Because now if you're the Pelicans, you have Devontae Graham, Brandon Ingram, Sabonis, and Turner. And you have Josh Hart potentially. Maybe if you can finesse him. That's a solid lineup that you have. And that could last for a couple of seasons. Meanwhile, there's no guarantee that Zion's going to stay with you guys. Because you haven't been producing anything recently. Like, you're supposed to have done well, but you haven't. Is it time to consider moving on from Zion? Me personally, I think it's time to consider it. Would I say make that move right now? Not necessarily. I still like him and Brandon Ingram together. But if you're the Pelicans, you also want to think about your career going forward, your team going forward. Could you get to the playoffs and potentially make some noise with that roster I listed off? Yes. But is it better to just wait a little while longer? Maybe so. Either way, I stand on the side of start considering trading Zion. Do I want to? No, but for health reasons. Again, the best ability is availability. Don't want to trade him at all. It has to be a really quality package. But for Sabonis and Turner, I think for that reason, that would be a quality package. But I want to hear y'all thoughts and comments below. Let me know if I'm wild or if you actually agree that it's about time to start considering it. Let me know. But listen, we're going to move on from this segment and continue this ball rolling. Hope you all enjoyed it, though. Stay tuned. We're going to keep it going. All right. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have here a nice throwback post. I wanted to talk about John Wall just because John Wall hasn't really gotten a fair shake. You know, like he was partying at Rose Bar in D.C. Probably wasn't hooping as much as he should have been. He's dealing with the injury. We get that. But John Wall used to be a whole bucket. Probably still is. Just got to deal with the injury issue. But he was the fastest man in the league. He was easily getting you 20 and 10. And that's just the early days. If you want to go back to the college days too, oh my gosh, he was a problem. I was so glad that they got knocked off by West Virginia in 2010 because that allowed us to get the chip. I thought Kentucky would have been an issue for us. But John Wall ends up going to number 1 draft pick. So he good. And from there, he just continues to display the same stuff pretty much that he did in college. So remember, people, John Wall, he's a whole bucket. Don't forget that. He can easily get you about, at least nowadays, 18 to 20 and a casual 6 to 8, which is not bad, especially for a starting point guard. Trust me, that's not bad. You can do a lot worse, and that's not bad at all, as I've emphasized. But John Wall, I appreciate you, baby. Hope you get back on the court soon. Make some contributions to a team. Hope you get yourself a chip, bro. But I just wanted to make sure people didn't forget about you. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are now done with this segment, though. We're going to go on to the next one. Hope you stay tuned. All right, so listen, this one is a big one to me, bro, because it involves 2 of my favorite people. It's the fun fact post. Did you know that Halle Berry is a Laker fan? Yes, sir. For starters, Halle, I love you. Like, oh, I love you. Cole, you already know what time it is, baby. You know we always love you, baby. Miss you, big guy. But take a look at this clip, though, of Halle Berry right quick. I never peeped this one, though. Miss Berry.
I'm with Halle Berry. Of course, everybody knows Halle Berry, but what they probably don't know is how big of an NBA fan are you?
I'm a big Laker fan, that's for sure. A big Laker fan.
And who are your favorite players?
Kobe and Caron Butler.
Halle, thanks for your time. We hope to see you more NBA games.
I hope so. These are cool seats. I love this.
This season, Dirk averaging 27. As we mentioned, that's 3rd in the league.
So as y'all can see, like I said, Miss Berry. Now we see why she a Laker fan. I didn't know if y'all knew that or not, though. I didn't. But look, we can go off to the next segment, so stay tuned, because it's going to be the last one. All right, so who are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about right now? Well, I wouldn't be right if I didn't bring up Steph Curry. Why talk about Steph Curry, though? Well, I think the better question is why not? This man could actually have 4 titles in one season. That's right, a nice solid 4-point play. We could have the 3-point scoring title, which he'll get that this year.
Doesn't matter if you've got 1, 2, 3 guys on him. Alec Burke closing quickly. A long 3 as Curry holds the record. There's Sonia, his mother, in attendance as well. Quick release, nothing but the bottom.
What a moment. And here it comes. An embrace with Ray Allen. Ray Allen broke Reggie Miller's record in 2011. It was February 10th. And now Stephen Curry breaks Ray Allen's record. Tuesday, December 14th at Madison Square Garden, a 28-footer, Stephen Curry.
He could get the MVP again. He could get another chip, and he could get a Finals MVP. All of those, like I said, the 3-point, that's happening soon. The MVP, all right, well, let's talk about it. Because a couple of people are in his way, I think. You have Kevin Durant, you have Nikola Jokic, you have Devin Booker. You also got Paul George, Ja Morant, Giannis. You have a couple of people on that list. But none of them have what Curry has, which is a quality team that still needs him. It still needs him. Because if Curry goes off, his team goes off. But if Curry's team goes off, that helps Curry go off. You get where I'm coming from? Now, yes, that can also be the case for every star. But it's different because within Golden State's system, it's predicated on ball movement. So the more he's able to move, Curry meaning, which is his game, it helps him out. So he'll be able to get MVP, not to mention Klay Thompson coming back only helps his chances because it now means his team won't slide far. And they're going to have to sit up there and try to integrate Klay back into the unit. So before they're going to try to figure out who to shift around. Is it going to be Klay? Is it going to be Wiggins? Is it going to be Jordan Poole? Like, who gets affected the most? Well, while they're figuring that out, what we know is now Curry has another weapon to utilize. So I personally think Curry's going to be the MVP. I said this early on in the season. And when you think about it, he's also has a great chance to win a chip for those similar reasons that I just listed off. You only have to worry about the Nets, and that's really if they get Kyrie Irving back. I still think the Nets can win without Kyrie, but if they get Kyrie, I'm favoring towards the Nets again. You also got the Lakers. If we get our act together, you got the Suns can get a little saucy out there. The Heat are nice still. The Bucks, just because they're defending champions, even though you know how I feel about them. Like, the 76ers, if they can get their act together and possibly find a trade for Ben Simmons. Like, all these teams can, but the Warriors are still the favorites. And then on that team, again, who else is going to win it but Steph? Well, we said that before. Iggy won it. Like, Draymond almost won it. KD got 2 of them. But KD's not on the team anymore. Yes, Wiggins could potentially win it, maybe even Klay. But this is a different Steph Curry. So this is now going to be a different year. So we got to make sure if he does get to the finals and they win it, I'm expecting Steph to win that finals MVP. If he doesn't, that's going to be a big deal. So there's a little bit of pressure on Steph. Just a little bit of pressure on Steph. Actually, a lot of bit of pressure on Steph if we're talking about legacy. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, do y'all think he's going to win all 4 awards? Because, that's a pretty big deal if you think about it. That's a lot of hardware in one season. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. But listen, hope you all have a good one because that's about the end of the show. Stay tuned. We'll see you all next time. Take care.
Oh, I did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I got to go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. You know we get buckets around here, too.